The containment cell hummed with energy barriers that cast an eerie blue glow across the metal walls. Anna pressed herself against the far corner, her scaled skin shifting from its natural silver to a deep, defeated gray. The hegemony interrogators had left hours ago, satisfied that they had extracted every useful piece of information from the Zephyrian rebel. "I'm broken already," she whispered to the emptiness, her voice barely audible above the cell's mechanical From the adjacent cell came a bitter laugh, harsh and grating like grinding metal. "Broken?" The voice belonged to another prisoner, though Anna had never seen her face. "You think you know what broken means, little silverfish?" Anna's chromatophores flickered with indignation despite her exhaustion. "You don't know what they did to me. What they made me reveal about my people's hiding places." "Oh, I know exactly what they did." The alien girl's laughter turned crueler. "Because I helped design their methods. I'm Kexara of the Void Hunters. I taught them how to break minds like yours before they decided I was too dangerous to keep free." Anna's skin shifted to pale white with shock. The Void Hunters were legendary, a species of psychic torturers who served the hegemony's darkest purposes. You're the one who created the neural fracture technique?" "Yes." "Who showed them how to turn a being's own memories into weapons against them?" "Also yes." Kexara's voice dripped with savage pride. "So when I say you're not broken, little fish, I mean it. I've seen broken. I've made broken. You're just cracked." In the third cell, Verk had been listening in silence. The human sat cross-legged on his narrow cot, methodically working at something with his hands. His fellow prisoners had assumed. He was catatonic. He hadn't spoken since his capture 3 days ago. But humans, Anna had learned, were often underestimated. "Broken is an interesting concept," Verk said quietly, his voice cutting through the ambient noise with unexpected clarity. Both alien females fell silent. "Where I come from, we have an ancient art called kintsugi. When pottery breaks, we don't throw it away. We repair it with gold, making the cracks beautiful, making the piece stronger than it was before." Anna's skin flickered with curiosity despite herself. "That's illogical. Broken things are weakened." "Are they?" Verk stood and moved to the energy barrier separating his cell from Anna's. In his hands was a small cloth, part of his torn uniform sleeve that he'd been working on. "Kexara, you said you designed their torture methods, but you're here now. That suggests they turned on you." A long pause. "They feared what I might do if I ever decided to switch sides." "Smart of them." Verk's fingers continued their careful work on the cloth. "Anna, you said you revealed hiding places, but you're still alive. That suggests you gave them something, but maybe not everything." Anna's chromatophores shifted uncomfortably. I may have given them coordinates to abandoned shelters while keeping the real location secret. But people will still die because of what I told them." "People die in war," Verk said matter-of-factly. "The question is whether their deaths mean something, whether we make sure the cracks we sustain serve a purpose." Kexara laughed again, but this time it held less bitterness. "The human speaks in riddles. What is your point, flesh creature?" Verk smiled and held up his cloth. Somehow he had woven the torn fabric into an intricate pattern, a map of the prison complex they were in, complete with guard rotations he'd memorized and structural weaknesses he'd observed. "My point is that being broken doesn't mean being defeated. It means being prepared to be rebuilt into something more dangerous." He pulled the cloth taut and began tearing it along specific lines he'd weakened. The fabric separated into 3 equal pieces. "Anna, your people trust you enough to make you a cell leader. Kexara, you know their security protocols better than anyone. And me?" He grinned. "I'm human. We specialize in turning disadvantages into weapons." Anna stared at the cloth piece that had somehow been passed through the energy barrier to her. The human had used the barrier's own energy fluctuations to manipulate the fabric's trajectory. On it was detailed information about the guard station locations. You're talking about escape, she breathed. I'm talking about revolution, Verk corrected. This prison holds 300 of the galaxy's most dangerous dissidents. The hegemony keeps us here because we're too valuable to kill and too dangerous to release. But they made one mistake. What mistake? Kexara asked. And Anna noticed. The psychic torturer's voice held genuine curiosity now. They put us all in the same place. Verk's eyes gleamed with an intensity that reminded Anna why humans had earned their fearsome reputation across the galaxy. Broken pottery can be repaired, with gold. Broken people can be reforged into something that burns twice as bright. Anna felt her chromatophores shifting to brilliant silver shot through with streaks of gold, colors she'd never displayed before. Around them, the prison hummed with its usual mechanical indifference, but something had changed in the air between the three cells. The neural fracture technique, Anna said slowly. Could it be reversed? Used to repair minds instead of breaking them? Theoretically, Kexara replied, her voice thoughtful. But it would require someone with intimate knowledge of the process and access to the control systems. Which we'll have, Verk said confidently, once we own this facility. For the first time in months, Anna laughed, not bitterly, but with genuine hope. You're completely insane. Probably, Verk agreed cheerfully, but that's what makes humans so effective. We're too stupid to know when we're beaten and too stubborn to stay broken. In the depths of the hegemony's most secure prison, 3 of the galaxy's most dangerous minds began to plan. They had been captured, tortured, and written off as defeated. They were about to prove that being broken was just the first step toward becoming unbreakable.